On today's IRS tax refund update, with less than 2 months to go until the start of the next tax season, we will take a look at the latest developments with those still waiting on this year's tax refunds and the problems and delays impacting many. And from there, we will recap some important information for those preparing for the upcoming tax season and the steps you want to take now to help minimize delays and problems. Now, starting off with the latest, as the next round of tax refunds are scheduled for release on December 4th and 6th, as confirmed by the tax transcripts seen here. Now, if you are part of the latest refund batches and have opted to receive that refund via direct deposit, most will receive that refund in their bank accounts by the refund date. However, depending on your bank, you will need to wait up to 5 additional business days to post to your bank account before initiating a payment trace with the IRS. Meanwhile, if you are expecting to receive a paper check, you should have that within 5 to 7 days of the refund date. But in your case, you will need to allow up to 30 days to receive it in the mail before initiating a payment trace. Meanwhile, for those of you still experiencing delays with this year's tax refunds, a significant number of viewers have been reporting. Their delays are as a result of the IRS needing to verify their employer's wage information when comparing it to the tax return for accuracy, and in many cases the IRS is informing tax filers they either have not received the wage information from the employer at all or still have not processed it yet. Now, if you are unclear what the delay is behind receiving your refund, we do recommend reaching out to the IRS or taxpayer advocate for confirmation. And in a number of cases, the IRS has requested the tax filer submitted a copy of their W-2 and pay stubs to assist in completing wage verification so that tax processing can continue. So, if you are impacted by this, do have any wage documents, such as W-2 and 1099s, available to submit to the IRS. Now, with less than 2 months to go until the start of the 2025 tax season, we have had a number of viewers reach out to ask what steps to take in preparation for the upcoming tax season. And among them include ensuring you received all wage documents such as W-2s and 1099 forms before filing. Now, unfortunately, every year, many tax filers are in a rush to file their taxes when the filing period opens in late January, and many do so before receiving all the appropriate tax forms, and as a result, do not report proper wage information to the IRS. Now, the problem resulting in that is when the IRS is processing your tax return and comparing it to reported wage information. The computer detects a discrepancy which could lead to a 570 code on your tax transcript, which holds your tax return for processing, and as a result freezes your tax refund until the discrepancy can be resolved. It is also important to note that a number of our viewers who filed within the first days of the tax season reported the highest level of delays specifically as a result of ID verification. And as a result, we often recommend to wait until at least the second full week of the tax season to actually submit that tax return for processing, as to help decrease the chances of a delay. As it seems, early filers are often impacted with ID verification the most. Meanwhile, a second step to take if you have not done so already is create an IRS account, which we have detailed in previous videos. And this will allow you to view your tax transcripts, which will help to see some information when it comes to your tax return processing, and possible indicators for issues with delays, such as the 570 tax transcript code and 810 refund freeze code, and will also show when your refund is finally released, sometimes even before your "Where's my refund" status result has been updated. If you have changed your address in the last year, it is also recommended you complete IRS Form 8822, which will notify the IRS of the change, even if you are putting your new address in when filing your actual tax return. And for those of you who use the same tax preparation software each year, pay close attention to your saved address and make sure that is also updated. And another key step is considering using a free online tax preparer, as many who qualify for free online tax filing do not and instead pay to file when that is not necessary. The IRS does have a free filing platform, but there are also companies such as Free Tax USA that offer free online filing to eligible tax filers. Another important step is to make sure if you are choosing to receive your refund via direct deposit to confirm you have entered the right bank account, as each year a number of filers indicate they have entered the wrong bank account number, or it is going to a closed bank account. And if you are impacted by this issue, the refund in question will be returned to the IRS, and they will instead mail out a paper check to your address on file within 30 days. Now, it is important to note the IRS will not allow you to update your bank account information after filing of if the refund has been returned to them. Also, on the topic of banks, for those viewers who are not using traditional banks, please consider to do so when receiving your refund. And this includes credit unions, which oftentimes will not charge service fees to have a bank account with them. Now we make this recommendation because many filers choose to go with non-banks, but rather financial companies that offer prepaid debit cards. And we have covered over the last several years many instances where these companies will not release the refund to the individual, but instead holding it for verification and even returning it to the IRS as they claim suspicious activity. Now, this is something those with traditional banks are unlikely to encounter, and as a result, we recommend staying away from non-banks to receive those tax refunds. Finally, another important step for those of you claiming additional tax credits, like the Earned Income Tax Credit and Additional Child Tax Credit. Please make sure you have all paperwork in regards to your dependent available. In the case the IRS requests it, as we have seen year after year, tax filers have their refunds placed on hold as a result of the IRS requesting dependent documentation such as a birth certificate, proof of residency, and legal custody before processing that tax return. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax issue. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.